Merry meet everyone. So we are going to talk about some more gods and goddesses. So first we have Bragi. So Bragi is the god of poetry, wisdom, and eloquence, and is husband of Idun, the lady that has the golden apples that keeps the gods young, just in case you need a reminder. Anyway, he is often called Long Bearded One. He is usually depicted as the one to greet those entering Valhalla and entertaining them with music and poetry. He is son of Odin and the Jotun Gunlud, hopefully I said that right, or Frigg, but those details are fuzzy about who his mom actually is. I think it's Gunlud, whatever the fuck her name is. Anyway, he is known for singing about warriors' exploits and is often seen playing a harp. It is said that there are runes carved onto his tongue. He is an Aesir god, not because he is a warrior god like many others, but because he knows how to use words in a way that wins fights, so to speak. There is no mention of a rune association with him, but I do find that Ansu's, hopefully, is suiting. Alright. The moment we have been waiting for, or that I've been waiting for. This is the main god that I follow, okay? And this is Odin. Okay, there are many tales about him. Many. So anyway, let's dive into this real quick. So Odin is many different things, and he has many different names mentioned in sources such as the Poetic Edda, Prose Edda, Skaldic poetry, and many others. Odin is most often called the Allfather, the Chief of the Gods, Wanderer, and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. He is a figure of great power and wisdom, and he is the god of war and death. He has two raven companions named Hugin and Munin, which means thought and memory. He also has two wolves named Jerry and Freki that accompany him, especially at feast. Pretty much go with him everywhere he goes, unless he's disguised. Anyways, their names mean the greedy one and the ravenous. They are well known for devouring those who lie to Odin. They are his protectors of the truth. So we have talked about Odin in previous videos about his role in creation and things of that nature. So let's learn more about this famous Norse god. Usually when a warrior dies, Freya gets the first pick or first dibs, however you want to say it, and the rest go to Odin's hall in Valhalla, called Valhalla, excuse me. He is known for shape-shifting, wandering to find more wisdom, and riding the eight-legged horse Sleipnir. He sacrificed his eye to gain wisdom from Mimir's well. Now, we don't know which eye. A lot of people say it's the left. A lot of people say it's the right. We don't know. There's not like a source that says which eye. I'm going to say the left eye. Just intuition, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. He also hung upside down from Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights in order to gain knowledge of other worlds, which is how he learned about the runes. Now, he did stab himself with a spear, okay? I forgot the name of that spear. I think it starts with a G, but I don't want to lie to you. But a lot of people say that he is Jesus because he hung on a cross or whatever. Fuck, I don't know. He's not Jesus. I promise you. He's better. Just saying. Anyways, Odin disguised himself and slept with Gunlud, a giantess, to retrieve the meat of poetry, and that's actually a really funny story to me. He loves to disguise himself to travel the nine realms. There we go, got it out. In pursuit of knowledge. There are many tales about him, and he is chief of the Asir tribe, and his rune is Anzu's. So, like I said, there's a lot of stories about him. When you think about Norse mythology, sorry, I'm tired, I'm ready to go to bed. You think Odin is pretty much the first thing, that or Thor, but mainly it's Odin. So there's a lot of stories about him. So just if you want to study about him, you're going to have a lot of information. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Now, I personally work with Odin. I have since I was a kid. Just didn't know until like 2016 actually what was going on, you know what I mean? So, he's a very good god to work with. I will say that. He will either treat you like you are his own child, be very father figure-like, or he will kick your ass and make you do what you're supposed to do. Which, I mean, I guess that's kind of father figure-like too, in a sense. But he's not an asshole unless you're an asshole to him first, kind of thing. If you don't do what he says, he will either ask you questions like, why? Like, I'm trying to help you type of thing, or he'll just make you do it. You know what I mean? He's not scary. I'm not trying to make him out to be scary. He's not scary. Just like any other god or goddess. But that's just my experience with him. He has been very patient with me. Very patient with me throughout the years. So, if you're looking for the wisdom and knowledge to get through something in a stern way, or to get it to happen, he's the one to go to, for sure. I do not regret working with him, period, like, at all. Now, if you fuck up, he gonna let you know. Like, if you do something wrong, like, let's say, I don't have an example right now. My brain is fried right now. But he will let you know in a heartbeat that you fucked up. Now, if you do something really bad, like you break an oath, or you murder someone wrongfully, or, I'm not saying you're going to do that, but the bad stuff, like rapists, child molesters, things like that, he don't want to fuck with you, okay? If you're on the sex offender list, he don't want to fuck with you, okay? Go ahead and tell you, he don't play that game. So, and like, let's say I meet somebody new or whatever, and they have, like, let's say they have domestic violence charge, or a couple of domestic violence charges, or whatever. Just an example here, okay? It hasn't actually happened. But let's just say something like that. He's going to let me know, and I'm not going to fuck with that person. Nope. Not doing it. My dad said so, okay? Odin, I hear you. I'm not, because I don't play that game either. So, anyway, that's a whole lot of information that you probably didn't ask for. But don't be scared to work with Odin if he's calling you. And if you see ravens, crows, wolves, spears, trees, like in your dreams or visions or whatever, he's calling to you. Don't ignore him. Okay? He's trying to help you through something. You won't regret it. I promise. Promise. Okay. Before I keep going, because I know how I am, let's go to card 3. Or the God. Let's go to the other gods and goddess card. There we go. Okay, so we have twins here. So we have Gersemi and Hnoss. They are twin sisters, daughters of Freya and Odir. Oh dear. Sorry, I shouldn't be making fun of their names. I'm not making fun of their names, okay? Just as a disclaimer. I just try to be silly because, yeah, whatever. Okay, Gersemi is associated with treasure or preciousness, while Hnoss is associated with lust and desire. Hi. I don't know if you guys heard that car horn, but hi. Hnoss means jewel or treasure, while Gersemi, I feel like I'm butchering her name, means treasure or jewel or something to be treasured. There were a lot of different sources that said different meanings to their names. So I just wrote these down. Like, I'm not trying to write all of those down. You know what I mean? But that's the gist of it. Some say they are the same person, while others say they are distinct but closely related. Gersemi is the goddess of adoration and beauty. Together they are mysterious and seductive Aesir goddesses of physical beauty. Gersemi is also associated with care, precious valuables, especially small ones, handmade presents, passion, and respect. Hnoss is more along the lines of beauty, desire, lust, love, and temptation. There is no mention of a rune association. There we go, got it out. So basically what I see is like a light and dark side. That's what I picture when I think of these two. Have the cute, sweet girl with flowers and skipping through the meadow, and then you have this dark goddess that's like, I'm gonna crush your soul. That's what I think about, but you know, that's just me. So, let's go to the last god here. So the last one we have is Njord. I'm saying that right, hopefully. Sorry, there's a flare. There we go. Njord is a Vanir god who was sent to the Aesir tribe during the Aesir and Vanir War, along with his son and daughter Freyr and Freya. So basically it was like a peace type thing. Like Njord was like, yes, I'll come to the Aesir tribe to bring peace among us, you know. The Aesir sent somebody and Mimir, and they actually chopped off Mimir's head and sent it back, or something like that. I talked about it in another video, but anyway. Yeah, totally. Anyway. He is associated with wealth, fertility, the sea, ships, winds, and seafaring. Njord is the chieftain of the Vanir, and he dwells on the beach called Noatu? Yeah. And this great hall means ship enclosure or harbor. So there's mention of him having a sister, possibly a twin, or a female version of himself, but it also mentions that this woman was his wife. I was super confused, so I was like, I'm not even going to mention that, and I was like, no, I need to mention that, because somebody might be interested in figuring that out. But I was super confused, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to say it all, spit it all out, and if they want to research it, they can. Kind of weird if you ask me, but you know, whatever. But yeah, as to not confuse everyone, I didn't dive into that rabbit hole. I just said that. We spoke about him and Scotty and their marriage in a previous video, and his rune association is Laguz. So there's not really a lot of information about him. I mean, there's some, but it's not like the other gods and goddesses, because he's not really popular like Odin, Loki, and Thor, etc., etc. But he is important. Like, he's a sea god, and he's the chief of the Vanir. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's important. I feel like he's, he needs to be mentioned. He needs to be talked about. So, the rune of the month for May, we have Algiz. Sorry, I was thinking of another one. So this card means protection, courage, help from others, and good decision making. So that is what that rune is about. And that is the rune of the month for May. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. If there's any recommendations that you have for me to do for future videos, please feel free to comment below. And I think that's all I have for you. So I will see you next time in the next video, and hope everyone has a good new moon and is enjoying this information. And again, I will see you next time in the next video. Blessed be.